Welcome to Tansson TV Plus. I'm Brandon,
And I'm Mom.
and thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep, thank you for joining with us again.
Yeah, we always love doing this. And Mom, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Brandon. How are you doing today?
Always well here. I'm excited to get into today's episode.
All right, Brandon. What are we tackling? This is a Brandon choice.
Yes, we are speaking about the first ever episode of Phineas and Ferb.
All right. And just to give a little premise of the series itself, based upon what the first episode that I saw, it's really about Phineas and Ferb, two characters who really just talk about what they did over summer vacation. So we talk about their adventures that they go on, or the adventures that they do together. And so that's based upon the one episode I've seen, the premise of Phineas and Ferb.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
Yeah, and before I ask you about your thoughts, I'll say that this is the episode titled Rollercoaster, and it debuted on August 17th of 2007. And so, Mom, what did you think about this first episode?
It made me giggle. I mean, for a cartoon, just so the audience knows, I'm not a big cartoon person. And so overall, it kept my interest and it made me giggle. And so I think that's a good thing. It was very cute.
Yeah, and can attest to the fact that Mom truly is not a cartoon person or animated anything for that matter. And so the fact that it held your interest, I thought, really speaks volumes to this episode.
Yeah, well, it was less than 15 minutes, so let's hope that 15 minutes something will keep my interest. I do drift off sometimes, but it was fine.
Well, that's good. So, Mom, what were some of the things that you had learned within this first episode for you?
All right. Well, I learned that Phineas, Ferb, and Candace, those are the three children, they all live together. And they are, let's see, and Ferb is actually the stepbrother of Phineas and Candace. Um, let's see, for Phineas and Ferb, it sounds like they get into things. It sounds like they're smart people who know a lot, and they get into things over the summer. That's the way the appearance is. Candace is the overprotective sister who is trying to show their mother that they are up to things, but Phineas and Ferb aren't caught. We also know that they have a pet platypus named Perry, and their pet platypus is actually a undercover government agent or something like that. And so he takes directions and he has to go on missions. And then the antagonist in this show, and I called him Doofus, but Brandon said I was wrong, is Doofenshmirtz, is the antagonist in this series. Did I miss anything, Brandon?
No, for the most part, I think that you have covered it.
Alrighty. Right, and just to let you know, for the first episode itself, it's about Phineas and Ferb. They create a roller coaster for the neighborhood, and they get away with it. And then their sister sees that they're trying to do and tries to tell the mom, but the mom does not see them doing anything. And of course, the roller coaster has disappeared by the time mom gets home.
Well, Mom, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, Brandon.
And overall, what did you think about, how the storyline went out and how the premise overall went?
Well, I mean, I thought it was delivered very well. I mean, it's easy. It was easy to follow. I mean, I thought the most confusing thing was really the Doofenshmirtz and the platypus. But if you're referring to the kids, very easy to understand.
Yeah, and just to let you know, Mom, so first of all, you were very spot on with everything that you said.
Okay, good. Glad I was.
Yeah, and overall, for the series, for the most part, is that it typically uses the same overall premise for every episode.
Okay, well, it's good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, and so that being said, usually it's where the episode itself follows some misadventures of Phineas and Ferb. Candace tries to bust them and show Mom what they're doing, and somehow, whatever Perry and Doofenshmirtz are doing, or somehow directly or indirectly lead to Candace not being able to show Mom what they're up to.
All right. And Brandon, there was a reason you selected the show. Will you tell the audience why you selected the show today?
Yeah, so overall, the series had run from 2007 to 2015. But on June 5th, 2025, which is the day of this release, the series will begin its new episodes for two more seasons.
All right. Do you plan to watch them?
Oh, absolutely. And as a little bit of a fun fact, though, is
Mm.
for the most part, the episodes that I have seen were actually part of the fourth season that had run from I believe 2012 to 2015, and so I hadn't really seen the first three seasons.
All right. Well, I know you and your brother were very excited to show me this first episode.
Yeah, and I will say I have I know a bit about the first episode, and I knew their first adventure was the roller coaster episode, but I think this is actually my first time seeing this episode all the way through.
Okay. All right. Well, same here, Brandon. Like I said, an enjoyable watch. So, I'd advise other people to watch it.
Yeah, and the series overall, not including the two new seasons that will be coming out, has 129 episodes.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And then you always ask me if I'll watch the show again. If I happen to see it, yes, I'll watch it. I probably won't go seeking it like you and your brother, but if it happens to be on, I will watch an episode.
Well, that certainly is good to know. And yeah, and I will say that this first episode actually, just to let you know, Mom, is that it does actually give quite a bit of exposition for what you need to know about the characters and the overall dynamic. And as the series progresses, that Face and Ferb do get other friends that hang around them for the adventures.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. And you told me you had connections.
Yes, we do. And are you ready for them, Mom?
I'm ready, Brandon.
Yeah, and so the connections actually have to do with the voice actors.
Oh, I'm surprised. All right, tell me, what are the connections?
Yes, so for the mom, any guesses as to who she might be voice acted by?
No?
So yes, so the mom, she is voice acted by Carolyn Ray, who played Aunt Hilda on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then as for Candace, she was the character of Kayla in the Christmas show Merry Happy Whatever.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I never would have guessed either of them.
Yeah, and so it's always fun being able to have these connections, and it's kind of fun, when you're able to connect live action acting to voice acting.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, I would say, and Brandon, you were able to show me a little bit of behind the scenes of the first episode that was kind of introduced to the producers. Maybe. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm excited to share a little bit about that. So I showed you a bit of the original pitch that was done to Disney from the show's producers in terms of getting the show off the ground, and so it has some of the original hand drawn animation and narration, and it's about 22 minutes long, give or take. And Mom, what do you think about that?
Actually, Brandon, I found it really fascinating. I really did. I almost wish they were back to back, and they could have been. But I almost wish that was there, and then to show the first episode right afterwards. I thought it was very helpful, and I I appreciated it. So I really did.
Yeah, I'd really enjoyed it too, and so just a couple days ago, between our first and second viewings, I had watched it all the way through for the very first time, and I thought it was so fun being able to see the original concept versus what ended up happening for the series or for the first episode, and so I thought it was pretty enjoyable, especially the narration for it, which I thought was really spot on for what we're supposed to know about these characters.
Yeah, same here. And so we need to know who all these Phineas and Ferb. So we need to know who likes Phineas and Ferb. Let us know in the comments below. We great be great to hear from you.
Yeah, I definitely would. And Mom, I have one more thing to tell you before we begin wrapping things up.
All right, what do you have, Brandon?
So speaking of behind the scenes stuff, as a little fun fact, is one of the creators of the series, Dan Povenmire. He had actually voice acted the character of Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Who is that?
Oh, the creator of the show, Dan Povenmire, he had
Oh,
voice
okay.
actor Doofenshmirtz.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know that the creator did do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, co-creator Swampy Marsh, he had voice acted the character of Major Monogram. He didn't. His name wasn't mentioned within this first episode, but he was the guy that was on the screen giving Perry the Platypus orders.
Got it. Got it. Makes a lot of sense. Well, that is great information to know, Brandon. And I do thank you for introducing me to this. I do. I will say this: we talk about the theme songs. Before we watch the show, I did know this theme song, and it's very catchy, and I do like it.
Yeah, I certainly love the theme song as well, and I think it really stands out. And I think this is the best way for us to enter our summer season.
It is. It is. And, I do rate the shows 1 to 5, or at least I attempt to. And so I would actually give this episode a 4, which I know you're going to be surprised on since I don't care for cartoons. But I thought they did a really nice job. And it was a quick watch.
I'm glad to hear it, Mom. And yeah, I would completely agree. I thought it was such a enjoyable watch. I agree with your rating, and yeah, and I'm excited to see what we have in store for the summer, Mom.
I am excited too, Brandon. And so we thank everybody for watching today.
Yes, we definitely do.
All right. And we'll see you next time.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. Bye bye.